where we go today.
Peace and rest, the proof of order.
So this is the topic today we are addressing. If you have not yet shared the, for everybody out there, if you have not yet shared your Facebook message or YouTube, if you have not yet shared the message, go share it now. If you have not yet invited your friends, go invite them. The day is beginning. And the topic of today, as you have just seen it, is peace and rest. Maybe I should actually use peace and what? Peace? Yeah, peace and rest. Or rest and peace. Peace and rest. Peace and serenity is the proof in a society, is a proof of order. So whenever you see any country that is peaceful, that is because there is order in that country. Peace is only a result of something, a result of order, security as well, but order, number one. Because there will be no security if there is no order. In fact, it is order that brings about security too. So peace and rest is as a result of order. So we cannot do, what can we do without order? What do we do? Well, where can we throw order? But in my society where I was born, where I grew up in, it's like people just threw order out of the window as if it's not even a component of development or of governance, as if it's not even a requirement, as if order is not even heard of. In fact, the only time you use the word order in Nigeria might be if they say, go and make order in your room, or go and make order somewhere else. It's not really a popular word. It's not even, almost not in the dialect, almost not in the daily word. People are just so ignorant. But that's what happens. What we have in Nigeria, what? Order in the house of God. Yeah. I think that's right. That's the only place that word is used. Order, God is a God of order, order in the house of God. Otherwise, the society doesn't know that it is a component of governance. I think you will begin to understand. I think people like all of you who are here, you probably have begun to understand the reason for my craziness, for my passion. Why I'm always unruly. I'm always screaming and getting really, really, really emotional. Because so much ignorance around me. I'm dying out of just seeing things the way things are happening. So I think the way I've just taken it is that, I understand Solomon now. Solomon is always saying there is sorrow in wisdom, in knowing a lot. Because sorrow is that you are seeing everybody doing things wrong. You are just so sad. And so I'm looking at that now as one of my own, what do they call it? Jalov ploti. That's in Russian. What was it in English? Thorn in the flesh, yes. So that is my thorn in the flesh. That is just my thorn in the flesh. It's a way of God humbling me. So every time you see me, when I'm not teaching, I'm just low because I have a lot of processes going on. So I'm just, unless you ask questions, I'm just so quiet because I just feel that God is just humbling me because how can there be so much ignorance? Even here in Europe, talk less of going to America and Nigeria. So the fact that people don't know that this is needed in governance, and I never hear anybody talk about it, although it's evident in Europe, even Europeans themselves cannot explain it. They just think it's just natural, it just came like that. And when they see Africa, they will just say, why are they not like this? But Africans don't even think about it. They don't even investigate and research what made Europe like that. They just copy some government policies. They're talking about government policies. You have something more important than government policies. Laws of building societies. And this is one of the most important laws that even God couldn't do without it. And I already proved that to you from Genesis. Everything is about order in that Genesis. People talk about creation, the story of creation. Well, good. But how? Through order. Okay, here we go. Peace and rest is a proof of order. So a lot of Nigerians, they are not going back home because there is no rest, no peace, no security, no peace. So order will fix that. Order will fix that. Okay, here we go. Hey, put the cursors in the right place. Okay. Okay.
Wherever you see peace, it means law and order are reigning there.
You say, wherever you see peace, it's an indicator. And it's an indication that law and order are reigning there. Is the volume okay? Law and order are reigning there. So if you go to Rwanda, for example, now, you see a lot of peace in that country. Even though they went through tragedy, but right now, it has a lot of peace. And the reason for it is because law and order is reigning. Law and order. But when I got there to Rwanda, I still discovered that a lot of people were still thinking that this is our country, our president is a draconian dictator. I said, why? He said, because everything is law. So people still have the mindset that those laws, they are disturbing them. They don't know that it's thanks to the laws that they have all the order and the peace and the security there. In fact, somebody wrote me yesterday from Germany and said, I live in Germany, but I'm a foreigner. I'm an immigrant. Thank you. I'm watching your HMT from home. Say, I'm watching your HMT from home. Thank you so much for this topic of order, because I curse Germany every day. I hate Germany. I curse them every day. I'm angry at them every day. But from today, I'm going to begin to bless them. Huh? I think it was delivered. Understanding. You know what understanding does? As we get there. These people are wicked, though. It's because I'm black. And that is the reason all those Americans they don't joke, especially with the black people. They don't like the order so much. You know what they want to do? They just kill them. You know, that's very wicked, but that's what they do. But because American blacks, they get suspicious of these of these policemen. And the policemen don't just waste time. They just roughing them, which is horrible. But, you know, order is a blessing. Law and order is a blessing. Hey, who is making the noise? It doesn't have to be noisy. So let's have a look at this list of 10 safest countries in the world. Let's see the video here, and you will see that these countries, they are not just safe because it is these people who live there. It's because they put order. It is order that brings about security and safety. Okay, let's have a look, please.
These are 10 of the safest countries on Earth. Number 10, Singapore. Singapore, aka the Lion City, is a Southeast Asian city with a population of 5.
When the guy was doing what it takes to bring security, to make it one of the safest countries in the world, and peaceful country, you know what they call him? They will call you anything. If you are not ready to suffer that, be called dictator, iron fist. If you are not ready for all that, you will not have progress. But you should know what you want. He knew what he wanted. He stayed there for 50-something years. I thought it was 30-something years, 50-something years. But he got his country the top in the world. It's now being celebrated by the same people who are calling him dictator. Okay. Waiting.
5 million. Singapore is an international financial hub and has racked up a number of global awards, including the easiest place to do business. Socially, Singapore leads all Asian nations on the UN's Human Development Index, gaining high marks on life expectancy, quality of life, education, healthcare, and personal safety. The country has low taxes and one of the highest per capita incomes, and 90% of its citizens own their own homes. Over 80% of its population expressed confidence in their government and judicial system. It seems all of those accolades have created a happy and safe place to live. 9. Denmark. Denmark is the smallest of the Scandinavian countries located in Northern Europe. It is a constitutional monarchy with a population of 5.7 million people. It is part of the European Union and also a founding member of the United Nations and NATO. They enjoy a very high standard of living, but are also weighed down with one of the highest tax rates in the world. Denmark scores very well in national rankings for human development, civil liberties, prosperity, and democratic government. It also has the world's highest social mobility score. It has a high level of income equality and is the least corrupt country in the world. 8. New Zealand. New Zealand is comprised of 2 islands located in the southwest Pacific Ocean. Known for its natural beauty, New Zealand is a peaceful paradise. You may recognize it if you've watched any of the Lord of the Rings movies. New Zealand also ranks highly in many other statistics, including quality of life, healthcare, education, and economic freedom. Possibly due to its remote location, it also has very few crimes. 7.
Do you know that when I went to Switzerland, I asked them simple question. Can we see my video in Switzerland in YouTube? No, don't look for it now. Check for it or later or parallel on YouTube when I was in New Zealand. Lausanne. Is there any city like that? Lausanne? Lausanne, yes. In Switzerland, right? Yeah, and Geneva. So Pastor Sunday in Switzerland or something like that, or Lausanne. I asked them the simple question: why is your country like this? Why do you live in one of the most prosperous and safest country in the world, secure country? They don't know. They are telling me some stories, okay. They are telling me what the last government did, what this government did, what the one before that did. They're just living. I mean, these are educated people. They don't have, people just live. People in Europe, they just live. They just think it is God just brought their country from heaven and put it there and they're living here. It's good. These are white Europeans, but they have no idea. So there are 2 sections of Switzerland that I saw there. Some of them are French speaking, they don't know. Some of them are German speaking, no idea. So when I began to teach them and tell them, my teaching was not about that, but after the teaching, all the leaders of the conferences, all of them came. They would not allow me to eat. They were asking questions. Tell us more. What was Switzerland like? What did we do? I said, but you read book now. They said, yes, but because the liberals and other people who come, they change everything, and everybody wants to do politics to gain their own. So I have to be teaching them and telling them how their country became like that. Because there was a man that is called John Calvin that introduced the principles of, ruling a nation by the scriptures. And before that, then after that, the same thing with, do you know Abraham Cooper? Yeah. You've heard of him, but you don't know what he did for your country. You see? That's Holland. That's the person responsible for the Holland that we are seeing today. So people who contributed to the modernization and civilization of society. But people now in Europe, they just enjoy it. So, but these are the principles. That's why history, in Nigeria, I had to remove history from school. How will you then learn? How will you then progress? If you don't know your past, you don't have future. So that's Switzerland. Wonderful country, wonderful country. But let me tell you what. From what I saw in New Zealand, in Switzerland, we can reproduce that. If only I could get Nigerians to listen to me, especially anybody who is going to be in government and the society. If I could get people to listen to me and apply the principles I'm going to be dishing out or giving out, we can reproduce Switzerland in Nigeria, in Africa. Well, let's continue. I see.
Switzerland. Located in Central Europe, Switzerland is known for the beautiful and majestic Alps. However, most of its 8 million inhabitants live in the plains below. The country has a long history of promoting peace worldwide. It is the home of the Red Cross, and the Swiss are also known for their staunch commitment to remain neutral in times of conflict, like during World War II. In fact, the last time Switzerland was engaged in armed combat was in 1815. Switzerland has an elite banking industry and is one of the wealthiest countries in the world. It is often found at the top of the list of places with the highest quality of life in the world. It also ranks pretty high in other categories, such as human development, economic competitiveness, and civil liberties. All of these qualities create a safe and welcoming environment.
I don't know where it's coming from, but I'm sure we can build a better country than Switzerland. I just have it in my, I just know the principles. Because I've been there, I've taught them, I've taught the Swiss, and I see that they don't know some things that I know that we could bring to bear. In fact, even the country, they are praising everything's okay, but there are some things that they are missing now that they are not implementing that we could implement and get a better country. If God will give me the opportunity. Okay, here we go.
Environment for tourists and natives alike. 6. Canada. Canada is located in North America, and it is the second largest country in the world by total landmass. But despite its size, the Mounties do a good job of keeping everyone safe. They promote a just society and emphasize equality and inclusiveness for all its citizens. Multiculturalism also plays a big part in defining the country's cultural mosaic. Canada has the 10th highest per capita income and claims the 9th spot on the Human Development Index. It ranks number 1 in education, economic freedom, quality of life, civil liberties, and government transparency. 5. Austria. Home to music and Mozart, Austria is ranked pretty high on the list of safe countries. It's known for its low crime rate and its peace among its neighbors. Austria has a low population, however tourism is rampant and makes up much of its economy. Its largest city is Vienna, which makes up 1.8 million of the country's 8.6 million total population. The country is extremely clean and well maintained, and its landscapes and views are breathtaking. 4. Sweden. Sweden is located in Northern Europe and has a population of close to 10 million people. Despite its Viking ancestors, present-day Sweden is peaceful and calm. Its capital city of Stockholm is spread across 14 islands. Sweden is a constitutional monarchy with an extensive social welfare system that provides education and universal health care for its citizens. It ranks highly in quality of life, civil liberties, equality, prosperity, healthcare, education, and human development, and has a very low crime rate. 3. Finland. Finland is a Scandinavian country in Northern Europe and actually shares a border with Russia. It's a republic and part of the European Union with a population of 5.5 million people and is actually the lowest populated country in the European Union. Finland was one of the last countries to become industrialized, but when they did, they developed an advanced economy which resulted in one of the highest incomes per capita in the world. This prosperity also enabled them to create a robust welfare system. Finland was also recently ranked the most stable country in the world, which has led to peace, stability, and safety. 2. Norway. Norway is located in Northern Europe and is a Scandinavian country. It is a constitutional monarchy with a population of just over 5 million people. A founding member of both NATO and the United Nations, it is not, however, a part of the European Union. Thanks to an abundance of natural resources like gas and oil, Norwegians have the 4th highest income per capita in the world. They also have a very comprehensive social security and welfare system, which provides free healthcare and education to all its citizens. Since 2001, Norway has also had the highest Human Development Index rating in the world 11 times. 1. Iceland. Iceland is a Nordic island country located in the North Atlantic, and with a population of almost 350,000 people, it is one of the lowest populated countries in the world. Iceland has a dualistic nature with geothermal hot springs covered by large glaciers. However, they have managed to harness this power, and as a result, the country is nearly completely powered by renewable energy. Iceland's low taxes and market-based economy have made it one of the wealthiest and most advanced countries in the world. It is highly ranked in equality, and its economic, social, and political stability create a safe haven for Icelanders to prosper. If you could live in any one of these safe countries, which would you choose? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos like this.
Now, is there any one of those countries you see that there is no order? Law and order? Those countries are very strict countries, all of them. Very high level of law and order. That's why England is not qualified to be there. Or France, or US. US cannot be there. Or was the US there? It cannot be there, though. These countries are very high on law and order. Very high. That's what it takes. Somebody is asking here, how do they get my books in Nigeria? Can somebody put Shiomas in Lagos? Just put Lagos, how to get Pakistan's books in Lagos. And, yep. So that's what it takes to can we go back to my notes? Are we on the notes already? Okay.
The reason God gave Israel 10 commandments is to give them rest and peace.
That's very important. The reason God gave Israel 10 commandments is for one of them is for rest and peace. Or peace and rest, I don't know how you want it. Or peace and security. Okay, there we go.
Exodus 32, 1-4. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron, and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. And Aaron said unto them, Break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people brake off the golden earrings which were in the ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graven tool, after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. In Exodus 32, 1-4, the people of Israel became unruly.
Yeah.
Exodus 32, 19-25. And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tablets out of his hands, and brake them beneath the mount. And he took the calf which they had made, and burnt it in the fire, and ground it to powder, and strewed it upon the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it. And Moses said unto Aaron, What did these people unto thee, that thou hast brought so great a sin upon them? And Aaron said, Let not the anger of my Lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people, for they said unto me, Make us gods who shall go before us. As for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, We wot not what is become of him. And I said unto them, whosoever hath any gold, let them break it off. So they gave it me. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out of this calf. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies.
Okay.
Moses was tired of them and extremely frustrated. Exodus 32, 7 to 14. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go get thee down, for thy people, which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot up against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation. And Moses besought the Lord his God, and said, Lord, why doth thy wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand? And the Lord said unto Moses, Go, get thee down. That's not the same thing I read. Okay. Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, For mischief did he bring them out, to slay them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from thy fierce wrath, and repent of this evil against thy people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thine own self, and said unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. And the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people. The lack of order was so big in Israel that even God was frustrated by it.
But is that you jump over some places there with the verses where God was frustrated? Did you read that part?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Exodus 32, 35. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses said unto the people, You have sinned a great sin, and now I will go up unto the Lord. Peradventure I shall make an atonement for your sin. And Moses returned unto the Lord and said, Oh, these people have sinned a great sin, and have made them gods of gold. Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin, and if not, blot me, I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written. And the Lord said unto Moses, Whosoever hath sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book. Therefore, now go, lead the people unto the place of which I have spoken unto thee. Behold, my angel shall go before thee. Nevertheless, in the day when I will visit their sin upon them. And the Lord plagued the people, because they made the calf which Aaron made.
You see, the biggest challenge God had with the children of Israel is lack of order. Or the way the Bible puts it, lack of obedience. God struggled throughout with Israel. If any one of you read the Old Testament, you will see God was always frustrated. Even their leaders were always frustrated because of lack of order. This is just a typical example of it. The leader who was maintaining order for them, Moses, went away just for a few weeks. Everything. So if Israel could become orderly in this world, there is no country that cannot be orderly. Because Israel is the most stubborn people on earth. How many of you have been to Israel? For me, it is the most. Everybody is always asking me the question, what is the top country you like most out of all the countries you have visited? And which is the least? So when I give people the explanation, people are always shocked. Let's not talk about the top countries right now. Let's talk about the least where I've been to. One of the least countries, for me, the worst country, apart from Nigeria, is Israel. Even though with Nigeria, just because there is no infrastructure, no electricity, and no order. But Israel, there is order, perfect order there. But it's still the worst. So everybody that is dreaming of going to Israel, make it a go. Me, I don't go with you. I go there because I'm regarded as a friend of Israel, and I know their government, and they know me, and we are friendly. But otherwise, the country for me is the worst country. For me, it's the worst. Because the people are stubborn, almost wicked, no respect, no honor. They don't know how to honor. They are nonchalant. Their behavior. See the way they are behaving with Palestine now. That's basically the way every individually you also, Now, if you are your friends, that's different. If you are family friends or something. Stubborn place. So God experienced it. Even God himself was facing a challenge. Okay, let's go.
Miracles, signs, and wonders, sacrifices, and atonements could not bring rest and peace to Israel.
So, no amount of miracle produces order. That's just for our African people, because some of them are still waiting for miracle today. And like we saw in the film yesterday, when the lady herself that was cooking right in the middle of the road, when she finished cooking, you know where she went? She went to pray. Can you believe it? She went to church to pray. There is no amount of prayer that can bring up that can bring about order, peace, and security. No prayer. It is order. Peace and rest will only come out of order. Not just on the national level, even on family level. Peace and order responds to, peace and rest, security responds to order. Doesn't respond to prayer and fasting though. See the women now, and she was not the only one there. The place was jam-packed with millions of people. They were praying. All their prayer is not helping Nigeria. Why? It is order. You don't even need to pray. All those 10 countries, none of them is a big Christian country that is praying country. The most secure, peaceful countries in the world. They don't pray. In fact, they don't even believe in God, most of them. And they are the safest and the most secure. Why? Because rest, peace, and security doesn't respond to prayer and fasting. It's not a miracle. That's why you could have so many men of God in Nigeria and security is not coming. Their prayer is not helping. That is why in Nigeria, they boast themselves that they are miracle workers. Miracle, 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 miracle. All that power to do miracle is not fixing the country. It's an illusion. God has put the earth on laws, fixed laws, concrete laws. God has told us how things must work and how things work. Things don't work out of miracle. The children of Israel, they had more miracles than any pastor here in this world today. They had some of the greatest miracles, but still, disorder was rampant. Disorder, was at the top. In fact, even God was affected. God got angry because of the level of disorder. Despite the fact that he was doing miracle. But that one miracle God couldn't do is that order. Because it's something men are supposed to do themselves. Even though God was raised, let's say, even dividing the sea. You mean the God that divides sea cannot come and put order? He cannot. He can't. Because to put order, it will be infringing on your rights. And to put order, it will be infringing on his fundamental principle of creation, which is free will. So God cannot be coming to violate your own free will. So you have to guard your own free will. Manage your free will so that with your free will, you will obey order. You will put, the only thing God could do, the best God could do, is to introduce laws. But even after helping them by introducing the law, he cannot force them to obey that law. The best God could do to bring peace, security, rest is an order, is that God knows that law is the key to order. So let me bring law. That is the reason why God introduced law. That's the most help God could bring. Because order is a product of abiding by the law. Law is an instrument of order.